That brings us to our exclusive with Mr. Trump's top rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is still trying to make a dent in Mr. Trump's lead. During the interview, Dasha Burns pressing DeSantis about his views on the 2020 election.
Tonight, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis predicting success despite struggling to gain traction against the Republican frontrunner.
Trump's lead has only grown since you began campaigning in earnest. Is it possible that you're potentially just out of step with what GOP voters are looking for right now?
So if I had a nickel for every naysayer I've had in my life, I'd be a very, very wealthy man.
And arguing former President Trump brings distractions that help Democrats.
If the election is a referendum on Joe Biden's policies and the failures that we've seen, and we are presenting a positive vision for the future, we will win the presidency. If, on the other hand, the election is not about January 20th, 2025, but January 6th, 2021, or what document was left by the toilet at Mar-a-Lago, if it's a referendum on that, we are going to lose.
Can we just put this to bed so you don't have to be asked about this a million more times? Yes or no, did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Whoever puts their hand on the Bible on January 20th every 4 years is the winner.
But respectfully, you did not clearly answer that question. And if you can't give a yes or no on whether or not Trump lost, then how can...
Of course he lost.
Trump lost the 2020 election.
Of course. Okay. Joe Biden's the president.
And we pressed DeSantis on his new border proposal to allow deadly force against drug traffickers demonstrating, quote, hostile intent.
You've said if cartels are trying to run product into this country, they're going to end up stone cold dead. How far might you take that method for preventing illegal crossings in general?
No, it's similar to like if you're in the military. You have rules of engagement. Anyone that's hostile intent or a hostile act, which the cartels are, you would then engage with lethal force.
You yourself were an advisor to Navy SEALs. You know how hard it is sometimes when it comes to rules of engagement. How do you discern if it's a child, a mother, or a cartel member?
If it's a child, you're not going to do that. But they have...
Right, but a pregnant mom in a baseball cap with a backpack...
They have indications. Okay. I think if you have people blowtorching through a border wall, that is not going to be, that's not going to fly.
But as you mentioned, how do you know you're using
that.
Deadly force against the right people?
It's the same way you would do in any situation. Same way a police officer would know. Same way somebody operating in Iraq would know. These people in Iraq at the time, they all looked the same. You didn't know who had a bomb strapped to them, so those guys have to make judgments.
DeSantis often out on the trail with his wife, Casey, a former TV news anchor touting his record, including on COVID.
I saw him standing up to people in Washington, D.C. who were telling him, you're doing it wrong. You have to shut down the beaches. You have to lock kids out of school. So when you see that firsthand and you understand the fight that he was taking, why would I not be in this fight? Why would I not want to be out there singing from the rooftop that this is a good dude?
And their 3 young kids also along for the ride. Casey describing how her husband supported them when she was diagnosed with breast cancer 2 years ago.
He was there for me. And he was there to go pick up my kids when I couldn't. And he did it with humility, and he did it with love. And I'll tell you what, can't ask for a better husband than that.
Dasha joining me now. Dasha, DeSantis is making a big campaign stop later this week.
Lester, the Iowa State Fair kicks off. Both DeSantis and Trump expected to be there. And the DeSantis team tells me that Trump's lead is softer here than it is in some other states, and they can chip away at it. Lester?
Dasha Burns, thank you.